If you're drinking probiotics for gut health but still feel bloated or uncomfortable, it may not be your fault. I'll explain the 5 common mistakes research shows can cause issues and how to make simple adjustments for better results. Spending money on healthy probiotic drinks that don't deliver is frustrating. Many are ineffective because of 5 simple mistakes made before they're even consumed. Let's walk through how to ensure you get the benefits you're paying for. Thinking about trying probiotic drinks, but aren't sure where to start. To get the real benefits, it's important to avoid 5 common pitfalls. I'll share a simple step-by-step approach to help you begin with confidence. It's wonderful that you're exploring probiotic drinks to support your health. But if you've tried them and felt they weren't working as you'd hoped, you are not alone. Our goal here is to understand why these healthy drinks can sometimes cause issues, particularly for those of us over 50. By understanding the common pitfalls, we can learn to avoid them and get the real benefits we're looking for. As we get older, our bodies naturally change, and that includes our digestive system. Research indicates that after age 60, there can be a significant drop in some of the friendly bacteria that keep our gut happy. On top of that, many of us take long-term medications for things like blood pressure or cholesterol. While these are often necessary, they can unintentionally disrupt the delicate balance of our gut, making it more sensitive. This means our digestive system needs support, but it also needs that support to be gentle and well-timed. This leads to a little paradox with probiotics. While they are beneficial, introducing a large number of living organisms can be a bit of a shock to a less diverse gut. This is especially true if the drink itself contains hidden ingredients that work against your goals. Many popular probiotic drinks, especially the flavored ones, are loaded with sugar. Instead of helping, that sugar can end up feeding the less desirable bacteria in your system, which may lead to more bloating and defeat the whole purpose. Beyond sugar, there are 2 other common reasons a probiotic drink might fail. First, probiotics are living creatures. If a drink has been heat-treated or pasteurized after the cultures were added, then those beneficial bacteria are likely no longer alive. The same is true if the drink was stored improperly on its way to you. Second, an older digestive system can be slower to adapt. Starting with too large a serving can sometimes overload the system, leading to temporary gas and discomfort as your body adjusts. Throughout our time together, we will explore the 5 most common and damaging mistakes people make when consuming these drinks from kombucha to kefir. The focus will be on simple, practical solutions that don't require any special equipment, just a bit of knowledge for reading labels and listening to your own body. You might be surprised to discover that even the time of day you consume your probiotic can dramatically change its effectiveness. For reference, when we talk about servings, we'll use standard US measurements, where 1 cup is about 8 ounces. Before we dive in, please remember that this information is for educational purposes only. It is always best to consult with your doctor before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you are managing any health conditions or are taking medications. A quick chat with your healthcare provider is a wonderful first step. Now, let's begin with the single biggest mistake, which often happens right in the grocery store aisle before the bottle ever makes it into your cart. We left off by saying that the biggest mistake with probiotic drinks often happens right in the grocery store. This is where we take control. Our goal now is to become confident label readers so you can easily choose a product that genuinely helps your gut instead of accidentally harming it. The truth is, many popular drinks fail on two simple fronts. They are either loaded with sugar that feeds the wrong kind of gut bacteria, or the probiotics within them are no longer alive, making the drink ineffective. Let's walk through a simple three-step method to check any label. First, scan the bottle for the key phrase, live and active cultures. If you can't find these words, it's best to put the product back on the shelf. This phrase is your assurance that the drink is meant to contain beneficial living organisms. Second, turn the bottle over to the nutrition facts panel and find the line for added sugars. Key subco as a helpful guideline aimed for products with 6 grams or less of added sugar per serving. Be especially careful with fruit-flavored versions as they are often packed with sweeteners. For example, a plain kefir will have some natural sugar from the milk itself, but it should have 0 grams of added sugar. The third and final step is to check for any mention of heat treatment. You want to avoid anything that says heat treated after culturing, as this process can kill the very bacteria you need. The most effective probiotic drinks are found in the refrigerated section and are often described as raw or unpasteurized. It's a simple process, but you might be amazed how many products don't pass this test. A great way to start is by choosing plain unflavored kefir or yogurt. This gives you a clean slate, and you can always add a handful of berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon at home for flavor. Imagine you're in the dairy aisle looking at 2 yogurt drinks. One is a peach flavor that sounds delicious, but when you check the label, you see it has 18 grams of added sugar. The bottle next to it is plain, but it proudly states live and active cultures and has 0 grams of added sugar. With this knowledge, you can confidently make the healthier choice, knowing you're buying a product that will actually support your system. Be mindful of marketing terms like natural or made with real fruit, as these don't guarantee a product is low in sugar or contains live probiotics. Always trust the nutrition facts panel over the claims on the front of the bottle. You may also see new probiotic juices and sodas on the regular store shelves, not in the refrigerated section. These are typically made differently and can still be high in sugar, so it's wise to be cautious. This information is for educational purposes, and what works best can vary from person to person. Now that you've selected a high-quality, low-sugar probiotic drink, the next critical piece of the puzzle is when you consume it. This can make all the difference in whether those beneficial bacteria work at all. You've done the hard work of choosing a high-quality, low-sugar probiotic drink, and now you're ready to enjoy the benefits. As we discussed, the next step is just as crucial, making sure those beneficial bacteria survive their journey through your system. The main obstacle they face is your stomach, which is naturally a very acidic place. This acid is great for digesting food and protecting you from harmful germs, but it can also be tough on the good bacteria you're trying to add. Our goal is to give them a safe passage. Fortunately, there are 2 simple and effective ways to do this. The first and most straightforward approach is the empty stomach method. This means drinking your daily serving of kefir or probiotic yogurt about 20 to 30 minutes before you eat your breakfast. You can also have it between meals, as long as it's been a couple of hours since you last ate. During these times, your stomach is in a resting state and isn't producing as much acid, which gives the probiotics a much better chance of passing through unharmed. However, some people find that taking things on an empty stomach isn't comfortable for them, and that's perfectly fine. The second option is the fat buffer method. Research suggests that consuming your probiotic drink with a meal that contains a small amount of healthy fat can help protect the bacteria. The fat acts like a temporary buffer, making the stomach environment a little less acidic. This doesn't require a big change. It can be as simple as blending a spoonful of almond butter into your kefir smoothie, enjoying a small handful of walnuts with your yogurt, or stirring some flax seeds into your oatmeal. So imagine it's your morning routine. You could have your half cup of plain kefir right when you get up and then read the paper or get ready for your day before you sit down for breakfast. Alternatively, you could enjoy that same kefir as part of your breakfast, blended with fruit and a little peanut butter. Both are excellent choices, and you can pick the one that fits your life and body best. It's amazing how a small change in timing can make a big difference, but it turns out that the amount you drink is just as important. There are also a few special situations to consider. If you are taking a course of antibiotics, timing is absolutely essential. To give the good bacteria a chance, you should consume your probiotics at least 2 hours apart from your antibiotic dose. For instance, if you take your antibiotic at 8 in the morning, you would wait until at least 10 o'clock to have your kefir. If you take medication for acid reflux, you should still follow these general timing guidelines, but it's always a great idea to discuss your routine with your doctor. Remember, this guidance is for educational purposes. Some people also enjoy drinking a small amount of plain kefir about an hour before bed, long after dinner. They find it calming and supportive for their digestion overnight. This is another great way to use that empty stomach window. You now have the right drink and the perfect timing. But before you start, we must address the more is better myth, a common mistake that can lead to significant discomfort. We've now chosen the right probiotic drink and know the best time to consume it. This brings us to a critical turning point that addresses a very common myth, the idea that more is better. When it comes to repopulating your gut with beneficial bacteria, a gentle and gradual approach is not only more comfortable, it is significantly more effective for achieving long-term balance. The guiding principle here is simple and safe. Start low and go slow. To understand why this matters, it helps to picture what's happening inside your digestive system. Think of it as a neighborhood. When you introduce a large new group of friendly residents, the probiotics, they begin to rebalance the community. This can cause a temporary shuffle as the less desirable bacteria are crowded out. This adjustment period can sometimes release gas, causing a bit of bloating or changes in your regularity for a few days. Research consistently shows that people who start with a full high dose of probiotics report significantly more of this temporary discomfort compared to those who begin with a smaller amount and increase it over time. Here is a simple 4-week playbook to get you started comfortably. For your entire first week, begin with just 2 to 4 ounces of your chosen probiotic drink each day. That's about a quarter to a half of a standard cup. The key is to have this small amount every single day and simply pay attention to how your body feels. There's no need to rush. If you feel good after that first week, you can then increase your daily amount to 6 ounces or about 3/4 of a cup. After another week at this level, if all is well, you can move up to a full 8-ounce serving. For most adults, this is a wonderful daily maintenance amount that provides plenty of benefits without overwhelming your system. Remember, consistency is far more important than quantity. The most important rule in this process is to listen to your body. If you increase your serving and find you feel uncomfortably gassy or bloated, that's a clear signal to scale back. Simply return to the previous lower amount that felt comfortable and stay there for another week before trying to increase again. Once you find your perfect daily amount, you'll want to make sure every sip is as effective as possible, which means paying attention to some surprising factors outside of your body. A little bit of mild bloating for a day or two when you first start can be a normal sign of your gut adjusting. However, if you experience any significant pain, or if uncomfortable symptoms last for more than a week, it is best to pause and consult with your healthcare provider. This information is provided for educational purposes only. So this week, you might begin by pouring just a quarter cup of plain kefir into a small glass each morning. You may not notice any dramatic changes right away, and that's a great sign. It means your body is adapting gently and positively to the new support you're giving it. This gradual approach is the foundational path for everyone ensuring comfort and success. Getting the product timing and dosage right is a fantastic achievement. However, there are 2 final, more subtle mistakes related to how you store your drink and personalize your choice that can undo all your good work. You've put in the effort to get the product timing and dosage right, which is a wonderful accomplishment. We're now going to cover the final 2 mistakes, which are more subtle, but just as important. These are the small, everyday habits that can make the difference between success and disappointment, ensuring that all your good work pays off. The first of these is a simple matter of how you store your drink once you get it home. Probiotics are living organisms, and just like any other living thing, they are sensitive to their environment, especially heat and light. Research has shown that if a refrigerated probiotic drink is left at room temperature for too long, it can suffer a dramatic drop in potency. To protect your investment, follow the simple, cold and dark rule. Store your kefir kombucha or probiotic yogurt in the coldest part of your refrigerator, which is typically the back of a main shelf, not the door where the temperature fluctuates. Always keep the container tightly sealed and be sure to use it before the expiration date. It can be tempting to buy a large container to save money, but if you don't finish it within about a week of opening, its effectiveness can decline. This brings us to our final and most personal mistake: ignoring your body's unique signals. It's important to understand that not all probiotics are created equal. Different drinks contain different strains of beneficial bacteria, and each strain can have a different job. This means a particular type of yogurt that works wonders for your friend may not be the best match for your system, and that is completely normal. To figure out what's right for you, use the listen and switch method. When you start a new probiotic drink, commit to it for at least 3 to 4 weeks, following all the principles we've discussed. This gives your body enough time to adjust and respond. During this trial period, it can be incredibly helpful to keep a simple written journal. Just a quick note each day about your energy levels, digestive comfort, and overall well-being can reveal patterns you might otherwise miss. After a month, if you don't feel any positive changes, or perhaps feel a little worse, it's a clear signal to experiment. For example, many people try dairy kefir, but have a slight underlying sensitivity to milk products. If that's the case, the discomfort might not be from the probiotics themselves. This is a perfect time to switch to a non-dairy option. There is no single best probiotic drink for everyone. While dairy kefir is a powerhouse, a low-sugar kombucha or a gentle water kefir can be fantastic alternatives with different strains of beneficial bacteria and yeasts. By mastering these 5 key areas, you truly have all the pieces of the puzzle. The only thing left is to put them together in the right order. Please remember that this process of personal discovery is for educational purposes. Listening to your body and making gentle adjustments is a safe and empowering way to take charge of your health. You are now equipped with the knowledge to avoid all 5 major mistakes. Let's put everything together into a simple, safe 4-week action plan to get you started with confidence. We have covered a lot of ground together, and you now have the knowledge to avoid the most common pitfalls with probiotic drinks. Let's put everything into a simple week-by-week roadmap to help you get started safely and build a new healthy habit with confidence. For your first week, the focus is on selection and a gentle start. Your action is to go to the store and use the 3-step label check to choose a high-quality, low-sugar probiotic drink. Then begin by having just a small 2 to 4 ounce serving each morning about 20 minutes before breakfast. Your only job this week is to notice how you feel. A little gurgling is normal, but there should be no major discomfort. During your week 2, it's time to adjust and observe. If the first week felt smooth, you can increase your daily serving to 6 ounces. If you felt any discomfort at all, simply stay at the lower serving for another week. As you move into weeks 3 and 4, you can stabilize at your maintenance serving of 6 to 8 ounces daily if that feels right for you. After a full month, take a moment to evaluate. How is your overall digestive comfort compared to when you started? Beyond the first month, the plan is to either maintain or pivot. If you are feeling good and noticing benefits, you've found a great match and can continue with your daily routine. However, if you feel stuck or haven't noticed any positive changes, now is the time to pivot. This is the most important troubleshooting step. You can try a different type of probiotic drink, like switching from a dairy kefir to a non-dairy option, like water kefir, and then repeat this gentle 4-week introduction process. Please remember, all the information shared here is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult with your qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing health conditions or are taking any medications. Individual results will naturally vary. We've covered the 5 biggest mistakes choosing sugary or dead products: bad timing, improper dosage, poor storage, and not listening to your body's unique needs. By avoiding these, you give yourself the best possible chance to unlock the true potential of these beneficial drinks. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these mistakes was the most surprising to you? Please share in the comments below. Next week, we're going to discuss the essential fuel for these good bacteria prebiotics. I'll reveal the top 3 prebiotic foods that can multiply the benefits of the probiotics you're now taking correctly.